Well, here we go. Welcome back. Now, this time, we're going to get the rest of it blew out and cleaned out inside of it, and we're going to give it its first wash job in over 20 years. And then we're going to see what we really got. I think you'll see why I'm picking the yellow car. This is what your trunk would look like if you hadn't cleaned it out in over 20 years. Look here, what we found in here. I found a mirror. It's actually not broke or anything. It's a pitted up and stuff, but I mean, you cleaned up. Distributor cap. Here's all the bolts and stuff looks like for the front end. Whenever my old buddy Travis Brown must have took this thing apart. There's all the bolts. Oh, look, even there's the trunk lock. There's the trunk lock. And that looks like a piece to the, oh, that's the the hood ornament without that thing on it. It's like a knob for the thing on. So quite a few things in there. Still got to get over here and get this off. I just seen that in there and stopped. So there's the hood pin there. So quite a bit of other stuff. We'll clean some more and see what else we got. But I'm really happy with, look there, not very much rottage in there at all. You know, I just like finishing. That's it. And we ain't building no clock. Wow, check it out. This one here's a little bit worse than the other side. Probably a little patch panel in the bottom of this one. But then again, look how solid this old car is to have been sitting there all along. I think the guy that I talked with had said that what might saved it is that cars that he had got out that was under pine trees didn't seem to rot out like cars that was under like maples and oaks and stuff like that. But look at this. The thing's been sitting here, or in that junkyard over there in that other previous video I showed for over 20 years. Over 20 years. Look at this. All this is good. Look, all that's good. All that's good. Crazy. Really and truly, this car just needs some work. I don't see that I'm going to have to do just a whole lot of cutting and changing and stuff on it. Can't wait till we get the pressure washer on this baby. All right, how about the floorboards? Looks like we got a pretty good place right there, but the rail is good. Looks solid along in through here. This part right here is a little bit rough. The back here is surprisingly very solid. The insides of the quarter panels, all that stuff there, the jams, the door jams, the rocker creases, the bottom of them. Look how nice and solid that is. So I did an earlier video on this thing. It was freezing cold, and I just kind of done a real quick once over on it. So it looks like probably going to need to put a piece here. It may end up just putting this whole section in here just because of keeping from having to splice it 2 different times. So I'll do a little research on that and figure out what I'm going to do with that. I'll just real quick go back over this because I already done this once before. This in here is just ridiculously solid. No issues at all there. Even where these things are notorious for rotting out up here, look, absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's incredible. I have to figure out what all's down in there. But none of this out here where they rot out, none of it got any problem at all. Oh, check it out. Headlight ring. I wonder what in the world it's doing there. Not only that, how did it get, oh, look at that. Bam, bonus. So all this stuff here, all the original stuff, horns, check out them crazy horns. I forgot about that. And back bumper, don't have a front bumper, so I'm gonna have to get a front bumper. But that's all right, that's all right, that's all part of it. Passenger side quarter panel, just a little bit more than the other side. I will probably put a patch panel in that right there. Glue it in. And I still can't get over the, as I said earlier, about the clips for the stainless steel skirts that I actually already own, which is crazy. And, but rocker panels again, crazy solid. Look at that, it's ridiculous. Cowl panel, all this over here, this side, the cowl piece there. Floorboard on this side, about the same as the other side, you know, but by all means doesn't need a complete one in it. And I hadn't really decided what we're going to do on that right there. But very much solid. The cross members and stuff, you can't see that now, but you will when I get the floor cut, those pieces cut out. They're solid underneath there. So, and then now how about the front up here, which this front was completely under the dirt. Look at that. And look how solid that thing is. I'm just blown away at what I've been able to be fortunate enough to find for this car, and I can't wait to tell all the rest of it. I've just got stuff that's, I'm ready to get started. Let's just say that. I'm ready to get started. I know it's hard to believe that I'm gonna use this car as a donation to fix the other car. Like I said, a couple of reasons. I think the other car is a little better shape than this car is. This car, one of the quarter panels is pretty rough on it. Though that one over there, the quarter panels is nice in it. This one, one of the doors is really bad. The other one's really good, which I need the other door. I'm going to use this deck lid off of this car. And if you'll look, see the trunk's all rotted and stuff on this one. So it would need a lot to fix it. Not to say that it can't be fixed, but it can most definitely be fixed. But I think I'm going to share the love and pass this car on, you know, when I get everything that I need off the other one. And somebody can for sure, you know, build a car out of this one right here too. And also another reason that I want to fix this car right here is that I know the gentleman that bought this car new. His name was Bill. He owned the Gulf Station right down the road from when my dad and I had the car lot, and they actually did some work before I was capable of doing anything on it. They done some welding, fabrication and stuff on it for the, I think it was the transmission mount. We never could, we could never find one, so we made one and they did that. So I got a little bit of a connection with this car right here. It's going to look really cool with 3 pedals instead of 2 and a shifter sticking up out of that hump right there. Can't wait, can't wait. Here's all the stuff that was in the trunk in the car. There's the panels that go under for the quarter panel on the interior of it. The 64 tail lights. No backup lights. When I get done with it, it'll have backup lights in it. But these bezels are really nice. They just need to be cleaned, which, as I said on the tail panel, that RV Alumibrite ought to take them right up. Seals for it, gas pedal, headlight bezels, handles. Now, and like I said, I am probably going to reuse the majority of all of this chrome and stuff that I can, even though it's a little bit pitted and stuff, because that's just what I want to do. I'm going to make the body as slick as possible on it, because obviously that's going to have to be redone. But like all these handles and stuff like that, I would just soon it show a little bit of, what do they call it? Character? No, patina. Yeah, it'll show the original patina on this thing. And, you know, I'm going to try to restore all this chrome, clean all this chrome up, these deadlight doors and stuff. And hopefully along the way, I can share a little bit of what works and don't work. And I'm sure we're going to have a lot of that. So I found the door locks. I found one of the door locks so far. I found both the door handles. And check out the keyhole cover. I'm not so sure where that right there goes. That may go on the, I don't remember where that goes, honestly. I don't know it.
It goes under the wiper arm, dummy.
This may be on the glove box or something. I can't remember. We'll figure it out. Anybody know what that is? Let me know. I appreciate it. The grill is actually really nice, and you can go and check out, if you hadn't already, the one where I restored the tail panel. That tail panel was a beast. This thing right here, it'll clean it, tape it up. We'll have this thing done in just a few hours, not many hours. And then here's the door. This door right here, if I remember, when I pulled it out of there, it's got a, no, this is the really nice door. And so this will be the door that we'll use on this, the passenger side door. I have to go through all of this stuff here, but found both the things here. I can go ahead and take them with me, and I'll fix those. I'll clean those up and fix those when I do the grill. Here, I believe when I was dragging that stuff out of there and blowing it out, I think that's every piece of chrome, even the windshield wipers, all that stuff I found at the door. Them are bad, of course, but found the wipers, all the chrome, even found the rear view mirror. But there's one piece of chrome that is a quarter panel piece. So one of the quarter panel pieces twisted, but hey, donor baby over there's got one. All right, up here, my plan originally was, because I had done some trading back, well, it may even been a year or so ago, on a almost complete, about 85% of everything it would take to put an independent front suspension under this thing and to put disc brakes on it and convert it over to a Mustang 2 power rack and pinion. It was actually a power unit. But since, from talking to some people, talking to the gentleman that up in Maryville, Tennessee, that messes with a bunch of Mustangs and stuff, I think I'm going to go with his kit. I'll try to put a picture of that thing. He actually hand fabricates the upper and the lower control arm, and then you just buy the disc brake conversion kit, and it makes it to where you can adjust camber, caster, everything on it. And that tubular front end is just absolutely coolest thing I've ever seen. That's what's going to go on this thing. And while we're out here, old Goldie's sitting here pouting because, ironic enough, which you rarely ever see, I'll put a clip of that thing to it, is that this thing had to go on the road back the other night. Me and my daughter was going on our 20+ year anniversary of going to the daddy-daughter dance. Super grateful that my 31-year-old daughter still wants to go to the daddy-daughter dance. But anyways, the alternator had been growling on it. When I put in the video where I put the aluminum radiator on Goldie here, I was going to put a water pump on it because I thought it was growling, and come to find out it wasn't the alternator, water pump, it was the alternator. And I knew it was kind of going to go out, and it just happened to go out on the night that me and my daughter went to go dancing. So my buddies over at A&J, they drug it home for me, and I'll be getting us an alternator, and Goldie will be back on the road.
Rotisserie just sitting there waiting patiently for the project to be bolted to it.
And in the meantime, when I went over there and I got the rear end and everything, I got my rotisserie out, and all my pieces is over here. So we have got it ready to put the yellow car up on it whenever I take it off I'm going to take it straight off the trailer. I'm going to take it straight off the trailer and put it straight on this. So while it's up on the trailer, I will mount my pieces to the rails, to the unibody and everything. I'll have to fabricate me some stuff up on it because this thing's had, my old boss, Jerry Fane, built this thing to put a 55 Chevrolet on it. I put a 65 cab, Chevrolet pickup truck cab on it. And then it's had a 50-something GMC truck cab on it. And so I'll have to do some modification to put it, to get the Falcon up on there, but no big deal. And I'm going to get me some big rubber tires to where I can roll it around, since it's not going to be on the concrete. It'll be over here on this gravel over here. Oh, Massey's going to have to go out into another building. Well, cleanup time's finally got here. And I just knew I had 2 sprayers somewhere, which I know I did. But any car guys that's got wives, yeah, you know. So here I am squirting it. So all I'm doing is just putting me some purple power on here. Just gonna try to get the worst off of it to really just kind of see what we really got here.
As I was pressure washing this thing off, it is apparent that Mr. Beal had a damage or two on this thing, and it looks like it had been spotted and blended in at some point, but it had to have been before I ever met him in 1979. So didn't look like it was much damage, just looked like it was just mostly scratched up and stuff. And because you could tell by the red oxide primer on the quarter panel around the back, must have had just like a light bump in it or whatever. That, of course, it didn't look like from the inside of the quarter panels there was any filler or anything much in it. So must have just been some scratches and stuff in it. But we'll get that fixed, no problem.
I like it.
I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but this car was originally an inline six automatic 4-lug car. We're going to change a little bit of that stuff. Well, actually, we're going to change every bit of it. We're going to V8 straight shift 5-lug that bad boy is what we're going to do. Now, some of my buddies would say I'm cheap. I'm not cheap. I am thrifty. Check out my $40 pressure washer I bought from my buddy William that bought a pallet full of stuff down in Atlanta, and I think I gave him like $40 for that thing. Once you shake it a little bit and whack it a little bit, that thing works perfect. I actually couldn't believe, if you'll notice just a little bit, it had some big old thick undercoating on it. I was just about jumping up and down inside when I was seeing that old nasty old undercoating go flaking off that thing, because I thought, man, that's really going to be a pain to get that off there. But surprisingly, and I don't know how come, it pretty much all blew right off there, and it wasn't bad shape under it or anything. This is how fast my wife thinks I can work around the house when we've got a project to be done. Not hardly that fast, but close to it.
Okay, now we can finally see how come I've chose this car to build instead of the car I got from Sleeper Dude. If you look at this thing, now that I've got it washed off, been dying to do this ever since I got it home. It's been so cold here. Look here, nothing in the cowl, nothing on those whatever you call those boxes down there and everything. Look how nice the cowl is. The cowl has no damage on them. They're notorious for being messed up right there. The rockers, all that cowl there, you know, the rockers, everything are just super solid on this thing. The A-pillars here are nice. The top is nice. The quarters are nice. You'll see here we don't have any rust or anything. Well, I mean, it's 50-something. Oh, come on. Low battery. Gotta hurry. So, you see right here, we got the little bit of rust there. Nothing through on that part right there. In one of the earlier ones I showed you when I first cleaned the inside out, it's got a little bit there. They also have an issue of rusting here. I think the black Falcon actually is rusted there. I saved you my grunting and groaning climbing up on this trailer, but see all this in here, solid, no rust. Solid, just superficial stuff. Most of this is old red oxide primer that you're seeing actually. But no rust in the gullies there and everything. Look how solid the floors are now that I've got them cleaned up. Nothing at all, no holes at all in the trunk pan. The rear body panel, nothing at all. No issues there. The back panel, all nice and solid also. All nice and solid around the tail panel, the tail lights, the quarters there. I showed you the damage earlier from inside there. But I mean, you just wouldn't believe how straight this car actually already is. I mean, it's got just, like I'm looking down this quarter panel and I see one little dinger right there is all on it. Again, no rust on the roof right there where they typically will have a problem with. Driver's side door jamb over here, really nice. All that. Rocker panel this side, driver's side. Really nice, no issues. I showed you the floor. Oh, look at this. All of them's got white. Look how clean the blame sun visors come. And they don't have a mark on them. Look at that. Look how clean they come. I need to take the ones out of Goldie and clean it because they're not that clean. Driver's side over here. You can probably see it better. Don't you look how nice and clean that thing is? All up in there. The frame rail, and I can't believe it because that frame rail, oh, I got the mud there. This frame rail right here was actually, if you check out the other video when we drug it out of there, that was actually down in the dirt. Actually, the whole front here was. I was kind of, a little bit scared here, but don't you look at that. Isn't that something that this thing sat over there for 20 plus years in the dirt, on the ground, and didn't rot out? The fact that this thing just didn't absolutely rot out is just crazy to me. I'm just so tickled. So evidently somebody knew I was going to build this thing all these years later. And look at that. All that in there, none of it. No rust, just all surface stuff. And you know where these right here usually pop out there and stripped out where they bottomed the shocks out. That's not all, which I'm going to redo that. I'm going to change that setup right there on it. Again, cowl panel, crazy. The top, I don't know if you can tell on the top, but the top straight as could be. I am just absolutely just overwhelmed at how good this car is. Now, to show you how come again, this is the black car I got from my buddy. See, look, rusted out there. I seen another place, but rusted out there. The hood, all this has got rust and stuff on it. This hood has got rust and everything on it. The bottom of this door is eat up really bad. And if you get on the inside of it, it's the same way, in here, if I'm remembering right, one side of it is. Inside's not, probably just needs a skin, but the passenger side door on that car doesn't have any issues on it. So, and of course, all this in here that you've seen, on that. The quarter panels, I can't remember which side. This quarter panel over here is pretty good. But look, bunged up back here on the back of that. The gullies and stuff back here around this trunk is out. Again, this car can be fixed and probably needs to be fixed. But I mean, if you got two, you should, obviously pick the better one. Now, this deck lid is a lot better on this car than it is on the yellow car over there that I'm going to build. But again, see, quarter panels have to have quarter panels, have to have truck panels, have to have floor panels. The quarter panels eat up on that one. Now this door over here is nice.
I know sometimes it's not an option, but in this case it is. And I would much rather do some work to these original fenders and stuff like that because this car won't have a replacement panel on it nowhere. And that's just crazy hard to find anymore.
Okay, so after I said all that, I sounded like I was picking this black car to death. I was just showing you what was wrong with it and the reason why I'm going to choose this car to build. So, why did I buy this car if it had this much stuff wrong with it? Well, everything that I need, this car has. This car has an absolutely, practically almost perfect fender. I need all the sheet metal, all the bolt-on stuff, less the grill for this car up here. So there is a perfect fender, practically perfect fender. There's the filler piece across through here that doesn't even have a ding in it or anything on it. If you look up here, surprisingly, see, this fender is really nice, Ford fender. I'd rather have all Ford parts. This fender over here, not as nice as the driver's one is, but still yet okay. I mean, I do bang on cars, so. Now this fender will have to have some repair done on it right there. You know, now if that fender was bent up like that on a new model car, I get one. But, I mean, where are you going to find an actual real Falcon fender? I looked and there's several $100s and then shipping and all that kind of stuff like that. I can bang that thing out and probably not have to hardly put anything in it. I also need this piece of chrome here, this piece of chrome here, and I think like 2 other pieces of chrome that I'm going to need that this car has. I'm going to need a few pieces of the glass where when the car was sitting over there, some heathen that lived in one of the trailers of my uncle's busted a separate part of the glass out. I do think this glass is probably better than the glass on that one, so I'm going to pick the one. See, this one's got this here in it. You know, again, I'm trying not to talk it back too far because I need to sell this thing when I get done with it.
Sometimes you just have to take and pick and choose what you want to do. And this way, I can take 2 cars and make one really nice car and still have one left.
Hey, Misty. Every time just about you get the video out or get the phone out and you holler, hey, Misty, she just ignores me. She's like trying to get your toddler to do tricks for the family. She'll do them all day, and then right before it is, because normally the big heifer, if I holler at her, talk to me, look at that. She'll whinny back at me when I talk with her. Okay? That right there is the epitome of pretty and snotty. That's the most hateful horse, but we love her. All right. How about you over there, Stevie? Hey. That's Stevie over there in the back. She's hiding.